What's up, y'all? We're gonna be grading the top 10 picks of the NBA draft. Well, we're not gonna be grading it, but we're gonna be watching this reaction or grading by Hoop Reference, see what they have to say, but also give our own input. Let's get it.
All of the anticipation and guesswork, the first round of the 2026 NBA draft just went down, and we officially saw the rookies get welcomed into new homes. Quite a bit went down as expected, but we also saw some big surprises that shook things up a bit. And with that, it brings us to today's video. We will be going through and available at the time, adjusting and prime something you have caught me. And that being said, with the first video. Starting off with the first pick in the draft, the Washington Wizards selected AJ Debonsa, and the grade here is an A+.
I really think the Wizards should have took Darren Peterson. And it's not because I think Darren Peterson is better than AJ, like overall, but I do feel like Darren Peterson is just more of a winning player if healthy, right? I know he had the weird health concerns, but if I'm starting a team, would I rather have Darren Peterson, AJ DeBonsa? Give me the knockdown shooter and creator over the create out the post player long term, right? Because AJ hasn't shown us like crazy. He's a great player, of course, amazing. He's gonna be a beast. But like he hasn't shown us like crazy defense yet. Whereas Darren Peterson's a dog on both sides. Like I hear people say AJ's a cone. I wouldn't go that far, but like it's like really when you see a player like a lot of times they don't develop into what you think they could. Like if they don't have a jump shot coming out of college, most of the time, like 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, they're not gonna develop that jump shot. So it's like if they don't play defense now, they're not gonna just start playing defense later. Like you would think Devonta has all the tools to play amazing defense, but you hear so often that he's not a great defender. Now maybe I'm wrong. I don't watch college hoops. I'm a Knicks fan, just so y'all know. But I do like watch the little scattering reports throughout the season. I don't know why, because we traded our pick, like always, to shed capital. I get it. They're trying to avoid the second apron and whatnot, but that's not what this is about. This is about DC picking Devonta over Peterson, man. And I low-key wanted the story too. Devonta gets to stay in Utah. I don't know if he even cares about that though, but it would have been cool.
Was who most of the world expected to be selected first overall, and even though there were some brief smoke screens thrown out there about them potentially taking Darren Peterson with
This dude
pick,
reminds me of
they
T-Mac
held
for real,
firm on
bro.
needing Devonta to give them a truly elite scoring talent in the making to build around. The Wizards just traded for Trae Young and Anthony Davis this season, so they're signaling that they are trying to make a leap this year, and Debonsa is already good enough right now to come in and provide a real scoring impact as a rookie, while also being young enough to mold into the face of the franchise for the future. He's a 6'9" shot creator with the elite shot.
I'm not even gonna lie though. Like this dude's low-key like I'm not gonna call him Bron, but he has that ability to be that dominant. I can't lie. But then we have Peterson, who reminds me like a Kobe or MJ. So it's like, who's better? I feel like Devonta too is his passing's underrated, man.
Making skills, impeccable body control and footwork, and very tough finishing ability in the paint, so there's really nothing major to slate about this selection at all. He has the upside to be competing for scoring titles when he's in his prime. He just needs to stay locked in on defense more consistently throughout games and embrace the three-point line more to truly reach his ceiling. Next, with the second pick, the Utah Jazz selected Darren Peterson, and the grade here is an A-. I'll start off by saying that I am very high on Peterson's upside.
I keep seeing people like saying the Jazz are gonna keep Walker Kessler. I don't think they keep him. I think they're gonna lose him. Either they don't want to pay him or they just sign and trade him, and he wants out anyway. I wouldn't pay him. He don't play enough. Like they offered him a good contract and he didn't want it. He don't play enough, if you ask me. So I would trade him. Then I would start Keontae, Peterson, Ace Bailey, Lloyd Marketing, and Jaren Jackson. And yeah, you might say, who's going to rebound the basketball? And that's a good point. But you've got the offense is insane. Like the offense is crazy. You got a crazy five out. It's an insane. Like you could, with the right coach, with that starting five, you could have like best offense in the league easily if they play the right way, of course, right? But like Jaren Jackson can shoot, Markin is sniper. Ace Bailey started putting it on crazy at the end of the year, hooping out of his mind. And just playing in the system, but he started taking more threes for real. And then that just gave him another lead. Peterson, we already know he is a sniper. Keontae George is like that. Like he'll get to a bucket. So it's like people are under. I feel like if the Jazz suck next year, that's a problem.
I firmly believe he can be an all-time talent when he's right. But being completely objective, we have to acknowledge there is a bit of risk taking someone who dealt with the health issues that he dealt with all season at Kansas, number 2 overall. He struggled with cramping often, he had some hamstring issues, and ankle problems. Throughout the pre-draft process, Peterson has been adamant that he's gotten these things under control and is back to feeling like his old self, and I certainly hope that's true. It's just something worth monitoring moving forward. As for his talent and fit in Utah, that part I have no concerns about. The Jazz have a loaded front court with Jaren Jackson Jr., Ace Bailey, Lauri Markkanen, and Walker Kessler if he re-signs, so adding a guard to slot in next to Keontae George is a perfect fit, and Peterson's another player who can absolutely light it up and score with the best of them from all 3 levels when he's right, so after
Bro,
this pick, Utah
this dude's gonna be so tough, bro. Like it's kind of crazy, man. He's gonna be so good.
The Memphis Grizzlies selected Cameron Boozer, and the grade here is an A. The top of the order went pretty much as expected, and as we all knew going into the night, this draft had a clear top 4 prospects that sat a tier above the rest, which is why you're not going to see much variance with the grades yet. The Grizzlies are looking to start for...
This guy honestly is really good too. Like he's just a winning player that makes winning plays. I think he's super underrated too. Like we're saying he's not gonna be good in the league. I think he's just smart. Like, right? This is when you go hoop at the park, this is the type of player you want on your team. He's gonna do the little things and he's gonna play smart. He's not gonna force it. Obviously, if he was playing in my part, he'd cook everybody. But the point is, I'm saying like guys not as good as him, and they just do the everything right. Like he's a very smart player. Is this dude wearing number 69, bro? This dude's a clown. But this dude is a very smart player, high IQ. His passing's crazy. And his bully ball is gonna work, bro. Trust that.
With the 4th pick, the Chicago Bulls selected Caleb Wilson, and the grade here is an A. I promise we're going to get more variance after this pick with the grades, but it's tough to be too critical.
I don't know how in love I am for this pick for the Bulls. I think this guy's really good, but I just don't know if in the modern NBA, like a player like this changes your franchise. And I'm not saying he can't do it, right? I'm saying like if he doesn't continue to get better, like does a player like this change your franchise? Because I think he could low key. He has like Giannis potential, and I know that sounds insane to say, but I feel like I see that in him. But if he don't reach it, then that's another story.
Selected Keaton Wagler, and the grade here is a B. This was the first spot where a real decision needed to be made after the top 4 was already established, and I think the Clippers took the safe route.
I don't think they took the safe route, and I'm not mad at this pick in the slightest. They don't need a point guard. They have Garland. And it's like, where are you going to trade Garland to where you're actually going to get assets? I don't think any other team needs Garland. So it's like, I'm not mad at this pick. He was about the best person you could pair with Garland because he's not super athletic, but he's going to be a sniper for sure. And that's kind of what Garland needs. but he also needs a defender too, which he doesn't really get here. It's like it's the Clippers, bro. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they want to rebuild or compete. You never know with them dudes. Maybe they trade him.
Nets selected Michael Brown Jr., and the grade here is a C-. This was the first pick that made people scratch their heads a little bit, and if I'm being brutally honest, I'm not a fan of what Brooklyn have been doing draft-wise, dating back to last year's draft too. Michael Brown Jr. just was not the best guard available here.
Yeah, this pick kind of throws me. It's like I don't think bro's bad by any means, but it's like maybe I'm not maybe I don't know enough about him. Like maybe he's better than I'm leading on, but he was inefficient in college, like very. Maybe he, just shot wasn't falling. Maybe he's not typically like that, but I don't know. I'm not blown away by him. Like he's good. Like he's a hooper for sure. But it's like, was this the right pick? Is all I'm saying. Like for the Nets, like does he fit? I hate when teams like say draft best available. You have to draft for fit. Like best available doesn't always work, especially when you're picking at six. Like, is this going to be the best thing for his career too? A lot of times, teams draft players and they shouldn't have drafted them, and then it's like the player had a lot of potential, but we don't get to see it because they were drafted to a team that isn't going to use them due to fit reasons. So, you know, I don't know if that's the best landing spot for him, but we'll see.
With the 7th pick, the Sacramento Kings selected Darius Acuff, and the grade here is an A. This, quite frankly, is who Brooklyn probably should have taken, but because they didn't, the Kings were probably over the moon about him falling into their lap. The Kings loved Acuff throughout the entire pre-draft process, to the point where reports were saying that they were even considering trading up to secure him, but as we just saw, they didn't even need to do that to get their guy. Acuff is far and away the best playmaker in the draft, coming off of a season where he led the SEC in both scoring and assists, and he did so shooting incredibly efficiently, hitting 48% of his shots and 44% of his threes. The guy is a walking bucket who creates separation with ease, generates his own offense whenever he wants, and has incredible feel for creating open looks for his teammates too. I'm not going to ignore the elephant in the room. There are real concerns with Darius Acuff on the defensive side of the ball, with him being probably one of the worst perimeter defenders in the class. But the Kings are starting over, and Acuff can be the type of offensive hub that they build around going into their next era.
I actually like that pick for the Kings, bro, because like the Kings have been so cooked, bro. Like, if you're a Kings fan, you're a real one, bro. Like, honestly, to all the dudes out there, you gotta get a girl who's a Kings fan, bro, because clearly she gonna hold you down through the worst of moments in your life. The Kings are terrible, bro. A terrible franchise. So hopefully now they can, turn it around. They got a good one. He should be able to get that done for him. I think this is the right pick for them.
Next, with the 8th pick, the Atlanta Hawks selected Kingston Flemings in the...
This is like similar to the McCall Brown. I'm just not familiar enough with their game to really critique them too much. Not critique, just say anything really. It's like I don't know why they got a guard though instead of a big, but whatever. They're still lacking at that center position. Hawks, it's like this is why you draft for fit. And they have Dyson Daniels. They have Nikhil Alexander Walker. And they just got Aaron Wiggins. And then they draft it's like I don't get it, bro. Maybe the trades that happen, I don't know.
grade here is a B+. The Hawks had a few solid options available here, and ultimately I do think they made a very good one for the spot that they were in. They re-signed CJ McCollum already, but they were still lacking a true point guard in their rotation, and with all of the score-first guys already on the Hawks roster, Flemings comes in as someone who is very selfless, who plays team-first basketball as a point guard. He's a very good initiator of the offense with solid pop and athleticism, he's very quick-twitched and has impressive start-stop body control, he has a reliable pull-up jumper in the middle, and he hounds a...
I'm sorry, I'm laughing because, like, bro looks like a WNBA player. I can't lie. He tough
opposing
though.
ball
He tough.
handlers on defense. He's a bit undersized to be a truly lockdown perimeter defender at this level, with one of the smallest wingspans in the class, which hurts a bit, and he's also not someone comfortable taking a big volume of threes night to night yet, but he has a high floor, giving the Hawks a safe day one producer. Next, with the 9th pick, the Dallas Mavericks.
This was insane. It's like I don't get this pick, bro. There's no way this is what they needed to pair next to Cooper Flag, bro. It ain't and great defensive player, but it's like I feel like this guy. You could have took this guy later in the draft, bro.
Selected
But maybe they didn't have another pick, man.
Merez Johnson, and the grade here is a D. Merez Johnson is this year's Combine darling.
But you couldn't get Gafford for a pick or something. Like I don't get it. What does he have to say about this dude?
Convinces a team to reach massively on him after it happened last year with Young Hansen as well. Going into the Combine, Johnson was rightfully viewed as later first-round talent. He has a clear role in the NBA as an extremely athletic big man with NBA-ready size and length, a high-end motor, and elite defensive upside. But his ceiling is still as a role player, and I just don't view him as top 10 talent. He doesn't have much creation skills on the ball at all. He's not a stretch big man right now, having taken less than one attempt from three per game this past season, and he played a secondary role all year on Michigan. The Mavericks just hired Michigan's coach to be their new head coach, so this is a clear example of taking a guy because of familiarity above anything else, and I just don't agree with that thought process at all. Then, with the 10th pick, the Milwaukee Bucks selected Braden Burries, and the grade here is a B+. The Bucks got rid of Giannis earlier today, so they're officially in rebuild mode, and the first pick they make to begin this process is Burries, who was the leading scorer of one of the best teams in the country this season in Arizona.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm not familiar with that guy, but I ain't mad at the pick. But let's look at the other. This is a top 15, right? Yaxel. I'm not mad at the Yaxel pick, but I don't think this is the right pick for them, man. I just don't. He's like 20, what? Already 24? In a draft like this when you could have took a chance on Native Mint? I feel like you got to get Native Mint. Or if y'all don't keep Porzingis, y'all should have got Steinbeck. A day Mara, I get why they did it, and they could do it right. So I ain't too mad at this pick, but I don't know if I'm blown away by his talent yet. But also, I used to believe in Zach Edey, and nobody believed in Zach Edey. But then Zach Edey was scoring like 20 in college. Like this dude averaged 13. I think like 13 and 10. He's not bad. Like he's not bad. I just don't know. Whatever. We got Nate Ahmed. This is a good pick for Milwaukee. I seen somebody say, "Hey, we're good, Giannis. We got Nate Ahmed." It's like he has like if anybody has potential in this draft, this is the dude with the most. It's like we know who AJ is, we know who Peterson is, and what they're gonna be. Like if there's anybody who's a sleeper, it's Nate Ahmed, bro. Hank Stoutenbeck, I love this pick for the Hornets. I feel like Musa Diabate. Mind you, I know I'm a Knicks fan, but this is where I reside, so I'm very familiar with this team. But I feel like Musa Diabate is not. He can't be your starting center, and neither can Kalkbrenner. They're not bad. They're good players, but I don't know if they're starters on a winning. I guess the Hornets have championship aspirations, so it's like long term they'd be amazing backups. Like Musa is your first backup and Kalkbrenner as your third string. That is perfect. And then if Haynes can become that starting center, or he learns how to play the four, but we still have Miles Bridges, and they talk about trading him all the time. I don't know why. I don't want him to leave. But then I'm also looking at this lineup. The real thing that comes down to it is if Haynes can shoot the NBA three. Because if he can, this team just becomes offensively like we got to be top 10 next year. Dalen Swain, I ain't got a clue who that is, bro. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the draft, man. Um, I hope y'all appreciate my input and my thought. Hopefully, I said some valid, right? Like some. Y'all be easy, man.